Hey guys, welcome into the reading. This is a general reading. It's also timeless. It's some things that you may need to hear, whatever the energy is. It could also be confirmation for you. If it resonates, yay. If it doesn't, please maybe share it with a friend that may need to hear it or just, and hang out with me for the day. So anyway, we have these seven of pentacles coming out. There could be a need for you to plan something. Maybe you're like reflecting on your actions or something of the sort, reflecting on all the things that you have been building. So, yeah, heavy giving reflection, heavy giving like nostalgic energy, heavy giving like thinking about the past type of energy. So maybe you're like looking at your progress overall. So like this guy right here, he's looking over what he has done, and there's a lot to harvest, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's not like he's without type of energy, but he's still looking over the things that he has accomplished, the things that he put in. Maybe he's thinking about all the times that, he had to build scarecrows, he had to fight off the cold or whatever just to get to where he's at type of energy. So it's just giving like you're counting your losses, you're counting your wins, you're looking over everything. Maybe you're like planning for the future to get a better harvest, to grow more, to develop more type of energy, like you're like, hey, okay, so I got to the seven of pentacles. How do I get to the eight of pentacles? How do I get to the nine of pentacles? How do I, like you're trying to, how do I get to the king of pentacles energy? So like you're looking at all the failures that you had in the past, and you're not looking at it in a way where you're upset. You're looking at it in a way where you're trying to learn from your past and your history and your energy. So that's what the base energy, that's what we're getting so far from just this one card, okay? So I'm trying my best to like get all the messages. So yeah, maybe you moved away from okay, so maybe the three of swords also came and out just to show his face. So there could have been like some type of and the devil's at the bottom, y'all. So the energies, maybe there was like some type of toxic. So this is low key potentially a relationship or like a family situation or maybe even some type of close friend, somebody you were living with energy, someone you were bonded with, okay, someone you had a bond with, whatever that could be. It could even be a job just because the emperor did show itself. So you potentially were looking over your relationship with this emperor. Maybe you are the emperor. Maybe you're a father figure, maybe you're just a masculine energy, okay? But it's giving like you either were having to heal you had to use your masculine energy. Also, it's giving because let's say somebody was, not the best for you in the situation where you had to leave behind, you had to move away, you had to travel, you had to, you know, completely change the trajectory of like what you were building kind of energy, like your lessons were learned. This energy is protective, this energy is like guidance, this energy is like, let's imagine you're going to your father figure and being like, hey, me and my friend got in an argument, I don't know what to do type of thing. They would try to give you advice that was beneficial for you as a whole. So it's low-key giving like somebody, you potentially talking to yourself and laying down the rules of like how you should be treated, laying down the boundaries. You know what I'm trying to say? Like respect and stuff, like what you should do, like, to get respect you have to give respect kind of energy, and if someone's not giving you respect, the emperor is very big on getting respect type of thing. So it's like maybe potentially you were not getting respect in this type of situation, so you had to remove yourself, you had to leave, someone was maybe mistreating you with the three of swords was at the bottom of the deck in the time. So it's, why is he always doing this? Then go pee. It's like every time I'm doing a reading, he needs help to go pee. But when I'm taking a nap, when I'm not paying attention to him, he can go to the bathroom completely by himself. So, anyways, it's giving like you had to basically leave or remove yourself, or you couldn't stay in the energy of arguments. Like you couldn't respect this situation. You couldn't respect like this for yourself type of energy, so you had to remove yourself, you had to cut it off, you had to say, I deserve better, I am better than this type of energy. And sometimes you are, you know what I'm trying to say? So you learned some lessons from it, you gained perspective on the purpose with the temperance coming out. You gain perspective on the purpose on what like you like what like okay. So low key with this energy a little bit more now, it is kind of giving like not time wasted, but you do wish that you had resolved this maybe sooner. You wish that you were smarter in this energy. You know, maybe like that the masculine energy put his foot down faster for you and stuff. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna get some more energies, more stuff. So yeah, maybe you gave a little bit too much to this person. Maybe you gave a little bit too much to the situation. Um, Already maybe the energies, whatever energy that you were giving to this person was a lot. Okay, so it's also giving like they gave you something in return, whether it was a headache, whether it was stress, whether it was something positive or negative, they still gave you something back. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was like you were trying to be harmonious in the situation. You were trying to be empathetic in the situation. You were trying to resolve the issue before you decided to leave, type of thing. The solution was to leave, though. Like, you know, like with it being in the same, it's the solution was to leave. The solution was to move away. The solution was to not continue uh, communicating with this person because it just seems like they were honestly not in alignment with being with what your emperor energy thinks you deserve, type of thing. Can we get some more insight on who this person is, perhaps, or Wheel of Fortune? This person was a karmic, potentially. This person was divinely orchestrated. I also feel like maybe this person was meant to come into your life because you had to. Yeah, you had to overcome with the devil. You had to overcome this like shadow energy of maybe being a people pleaser or this destructive tendency of letting people slide too many times, or like like maybe giving too much people of your energy or too much people of your information, or maybe like there's so many things that potentially you could have learned from this situation, especially with the temperance was coming out type of energy. So yeah, maybe you didn't have any boundaries. Maybe you let people push you and push you and push you until you snap type of thing instead of like handling it kind of thing. 'Cause this is in reverse, but it's also giving like yeah, it was a very karmic situation. It was also led into your life so that you can change how you handle things, which is why you're in the reflective energy of being like, okay, maybe if this was romantic, maybe now you're looking at it and you're like, hey, I know I'm not going to accept this and that anymore. I'm not going to allow people to treat me this way. I'm not going to like and like you're starting to realize that like with this mindsets, with these boundaries, you're able to get so much more out of it. If it was romantic, if it was platonic, if it was business wise, if it was whatever, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So we're doing what makes us happy from now on type of energy. So the tower's at the bottom of the deck and now the tower is still at the bottom of the deck. So it's definitely giving like you're trying to now actually focus on your happiness. You're trying to like there's a revelation that your happiness comes first before anybody else's. It doesn't matter how people feel if you feel some type of way. Okay, that's what it's low key giving. So you're not playing anymore, like no more games. You're not wasting any more time. You very much know your worth, or you're like starting to evaluate what you deserve, type of thing. And it's all thanks to this individual. I know, it's also thanks to how your mind works. But this person was potentially the catalyst. Okay, this person pushed you towards this direction of understanding your worth. Okay, so any advice, anything that we need to touch on before I switch decks or close it out? Yeah, so now you're more controlled, or maybe you need to be more controlled when it comes to maybe gaining more control of your plans and your investments, what you invest in, what you want for yourself. If somebody is not aligned with you, that's okay. I want to say, like, if there's a friend that you have that just doesn't make any sense to you, just not a good friend, y'all don't like the same things, y'all not doing the same things, you're not in the same path with life, it's okay to not invest into that. It's okay to cut that off. It's okay to release people, release situations. You know what I'm trying to say? It's okay to take a break from talking to them. Maybe you don't have to invest so much in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to have some type of balance when it comes to those type of things. So it's okay to release people. It's okay not to worry about how they feel on the situation. It's okay to, focus on yourself, to basically remain calm. Just also it's giving like, you gain some type of patience for people, maybe more too, or patience for people when they are trying to bother you. Like you maybe became more stoic, maybe became more um like cutthroat. It would give is giving like, like you're willing to take off these swords off the wall and be like, okay, you're playing with me, I'm going to cut you off type of energy. Yeah. So this relationship, this situation was very good for you, very healing. Surprisingly, it restored your masculine energy. Okay, it restored some things in your masculine energy. I'm not gonna say you're fully there because but at the end of the day, you are becoming more aware of what you. Yeah, you're diving into, because we have the page of Swords at the Bottom Deck, you're diving into healing your masculine energy more. You could be a feminine. Feminines have masculine energies, and some of us have daddy issues. You know what I'm trying to say? You could be healing those type of things. You could be researching those type of things. You can become a better mother by healing your masculine energy. So whatever it is, though, if you're a masculine, maybe you have some fatherhood wounds that you need to work on. Maybe you are a father type of energy, and like this is the catalyst for that. It's helping you heal. Okay? And then the page of swords is still at the bottom deck, no matter how much I be shuffling, y'all, they be wanting to talk. So with that being said, I'm just gonna close it out, okay? This was a very interesting read, very beautiful, okay? So keep up the great work, and I love you, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.